Hey, before we get started here today, we just want to let you know that there is absolutely no possible way that we'll be able to cover everything that's coming out of E3 this week, and this or any other video that we post will more than likely just be dedicated to a few of the highlights or lowlights from the convention. So if you want actual details, breakdowns, and discussions about everything E3, we highly recommend just checking out the Inside Gaming channel that the Funhouse guys took back a few months ago, as well as Rock, Paper, Shotgun and the r/games subreddit, not r/gaming.
Yeah.
Do not get those confused.
One of them has standards.
Yes. Also, we'll have another exclusive podcast up where we're going to talk a little bit more about what we saw while watching the live streams of E3, and that's for Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Links below if you want to support the show and get access to those. Anyways, as far as E3s go, this one sure is an E3. Pretty much straight down the middle as far as excitement versus laughably terrible moments.
Yeah, we should probably start out with the fact that this year's E3 in particular seems to have been the victim of an increased amount of leaks in the days leading up to the official press conferences from big-name studios who typically do a pretty decent job at keeping the bigger surprises under wraps. This year, E3 press events faced a challenger on Twitter who goes by the username new_wabisabi, who started leaking info on everything that would be announced this past weekend in the days leading up to the actual events, and it turned out these leaks were all accurate.
Yes.
The user was posting everything with the hashtag E3Spoilers, which at the very least they were kind enough to warn people about that so they could like blacklist the hashtag if they wanted to allow themselves to be surprised.
Yeah.
You can do that, by the way.
Yeah.
I've had fucking Infinity War shit blocked for like 2 months now, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, why not?
I never see Marvel shit on my timeline, and it's great. I recommend it. Now, obviously, the hashtag was not exactly a catch-all because various news outlets immediately started reporting on them as they came out.
Yeah.
The same way it's like, oh, I'll just block the Game of Thrones hashtag and
Nope.
I won't see any Game of Thrones shit. And then like, before the episode's even fucking done, like Slash Film or someone's just like, about that thing that happened at the very end of the episode. But anyway, back on topic, here's some examples of what was sent out before the actual press conferences.
Elden Ring is the George R.R. Martin From Software game.
Battletoads is 2D and has great couch co-op.
Fallout 76 Wastelanders update. NPCs return. Fallout 76 Nuclear Winter. 52-player Battle Royale. We'll get to it.
2 new IPs, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. You'll have to see what these are for yourselves.
Halo Infinite is launching holiday 2020 with Xbox Scarlett. And a whole lot more. Like pretty much everything that people would be excited to see while watching the streams or attending in person. They were on this account many hours before the actual reveals. There was a lot, and as far as we can tell, it was all accurate, like we said. While surprises were essentially being ruined for a lot of the big companies, though, one notoriously litigious brand, they decided to take all steps necessary to avoid having their big announcements spoiled, and they were actually able to pinpoint the identity of the mysterious Twitter user and successfully file a cease and desist order against them just days before their big event.
Holy shit.
Obviously, that brand is Nintendo, and you never want to fuck with Nintendo.
Wow.
They weren't taking any chances. They had literally their best men on the case.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, late Sunday night, after this user's leaks were proven to be true throughout various press events, they posted the following. I have been given a cease and desist from a lawyer representing Nintendo. They have my full name and everything. This means I'm not allowed to post any private trade secrets from Nintendo Co. Limited. This does not mean I cannot post things from other companies, but not Nintendo. Here's my galaxy brain theory about this.
Yeah.
The tweets were coming from inside the Nintendo. This is Nintendo trying to take the steam out of all the other companies, and then their excuse for them not being involved in any of them is that they cease and desisted.
That would be notoriously evil for a company like Nintendo, and I mean, it could be true, but...
It's just classic Japanese corporate espionage.
Yeah,
It's typical.
So this user apparently has a long-standing track record on a bunch of actual Nintendo forums and has been doing this for a while. Yeah, sure. Anyways.
Yeah, so they went on to confirm that they'd still be dropping more leaks for other companies since they were under no obligation to stop by anyone aside from Nintendo. But it's quite obvious that Nintendo is not fucking around.
No.
They launched into some hardcore detective work in order to find out the true identity of this person and serve them with legal paperwork.
Unless it was coming from inside, which
yeah.
I don't think it was.
The question now will be, will Nintendo share this information with other companies who might be interested in doing the same, or potentially taking things further by going after the leaker for information that spoiled their events in advance?
Yeah. It's a lot of marketing dollars down the drain, to be honest.
I mean, whatever. Either way, there's still a few more events to look forward to. So if you want to avoid spoilers, just get off the internet for a while, except to watch the streams.
No, just go fishing for a couple days. It's a good day to go camping, or a good week to go camping. Everyone's off school. Go camping. You come back, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised with all the information.
Just bring a lot of water, because it's getting real hot out there.
Very hot out. Moving on, though, regardless of leaks, there were a bunch of big press events that happened leading up to... He's already sweating. Leading up to when we could actually write this episode. And again, we should say that we're going to skim across a lot of these. So feel free to dig deeper on your own. Now, first up was EA's Play event, where they looked at all their fans right in the face and once again refused to give them exactly what we all wanted. Skate 4.
Where is it?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old fucking game company? Give us what we want. I mean, it's a shame. How many times, really, does the entire gaming community have to make a fucking meme about them releasing Skate 4 before they just dedicate something to it?
Yeah.
Or at least show a graphic and say that, you know what, we're gonna work on it. They just don't want to, and it's weird. Anyways, EA did show off some highly anticipated footage alongside some news as well, though, starting with a 14-minute gameplay demo for their upcoming single-player, story-driven Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order, and it looks like Dark Souls in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I'm sold on that already.
Actually looks pretty great.
That one sentence has me already more interested in this than anything they're going to do with Battlefront.
Whole lot of rolling going on.
Mm-hmm.
EA also announced a new legend for Apex Legends named Watson. You get it? It's electricity. They also gave some details about their Season 2 Battle Pass, but yeah. They also previewed some new content for Battlefield V, and if you're a fan of Battlefield 1943, which was a great game, this should at least excite you a little bit because they're adding maps from the Pacific Front to the game. One of them is going to be the Battle of Iwo Jima, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of good memories.
And it is a lot of good memories of playing the game or battling Iwo Jima.
Obviously playing the game. I'm not that old.
The good part about this, though, is that the Pacific Front is very vibrant compared to battling in Germany and Italy.
Yeah.
So, lots of cool palm trees.
Yeah, beautiful. It was a great time for everyone involved.
Everyone had a blast.
Yeah.
We've all seen the movie Letters to Iwo Jima where it's just postcards that they send back saying, everything's
oh my
great.
gosh, it's beautiful here.
Yeah, you guys should come visit.
Why are we even fighting this war?
Can you believe they got the beach, everyone's doing Mai Tais and margaritas?
Yeah,
We're having a blast.
It's basically a 1950s Elvis movie out here.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up on Sunday was the big Xbox press event where we got some world-exclusive trailers for upcoming games, as well as a tease of their new console and all the information relating to their new Game Pass options. Obviously, the biggest moment at the press event was when they showed off a bunch of new footage of Cyberpunk 2077, which looks like it could be one of the greatest video games of the next decade.
To keep the hype up, because I think it might... We always say, don't believe the hype. This one might live up to it.
I mean, just like Witcher 3... I mean, I played it like 5 years after it came out, but it's probably my favorite video game I've ever played. The people behind that, like, I trust them.
And I also like that they're not rushing this to release.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to be content with that.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red seems like, well, it's pretty mixed bag. Like, they're some things about them are great. Some other things about them
not so great.
Not so great, but they do make good games. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, the footage of 2077, it ended with the reveal that man of the hour, Keanu Reeves, will be in the game.
Yeah.
And just after the reveal, he took the stage to chat with the crowd about how excited he is to be a part of the project and to announce the game's release date, April 16th, 2020. Literally the closest, weekly release date to 420. They tried.
Yeah.
It was either that or wait like 5 years until it can actually hit. So,
they did their best for everyone.
You'll take it.
It's definitely going to be a game where doing that will enhance the the whole exploration side of it.
Might.
But yeah, it was cool. I mean, we joke about how Keanu is the man of the hour. He's been the man of the past 2 decades, although...
This past year especially has been...
and it's because of John Wick.
Well, it's the last like 2 months. You had John Wick, and you had his cameo in Always Be My Maybe, which was the highlight of the movie.
He's going to be in Toy Story 4.
Toy Story, yeah. And now this. It's like, slow down, buddy.
I'm excited for John Wick 4. Gamers Rise Up.
Yeah.
Going to be great. They also showed off some Borderlands 3 footage, as well as footage for games like Dying Light 2, a Lego DLC for Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Outer Worlds, which still looks great, as well as announcing Battletoads. And I was actually pretty excited about this when they showed it off. Microsoft Flight Simulator, another completely boring game that I'm gonna love.
Well, judging by the amount of plane crashes lately, the world needs a new Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, because then someone can take over the controls if need be.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Also, Wasteland 3, Blair Witch, a Blair Witch game.
Looks great. I'm sold already. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why it took them fucking 25 years
To get it right,
even
Elliot.
think of.
To get it right. They didn't want a Blair Witch 2 situation on their hands.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring, which is the George R.R. Martin game with From
Elden
Software.
Ring?
Yeah, that's why he couldn't finish the books. He was developing video games.
God damn it. Video games always cuts into productivity.
Now, of course, there's also Halo Infinite, which is going to be launching holiday 2020. Obviously, everyone's really excited about this, but the holiday 2020 release date lines up perfectly with the announcement of Project Scarlett, which, of course, is their next console. So yeah, Halo Infinite is going to be probably the first major launch title for the system, which they indicated will focus on one thing, gaming. Which, if you remember, is almost the opposite approach that they took with the initial announcement of the Xbox One. If you remember, they presented it as an entertainment box, and they had a bunch of integrations with big media companies.
Yeah.
It was a replacement for your cable box, among other things. Yeah. And everyone didn't like that, and PlayStation leaned into it very hard by being like, what the fuck are they doing? We're a gaming console.
Well, joke's on them, because I use my PlayStation only to run HBO Now. So, whatever.
Here's the basics on Project Scarlett. They're very basic, but they are important. There's not much here. Anyways, Project Scarlett, it's going to be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One. It's going to have native 4K at 60 FPS. That's up to 120 FPS. And it's also going to have a solid-state drive, which will allow for far faster loading times, apparently up to 40 times faster than current-gen consoles.
Yeah, so, the SSD, it'll also have that thing where you any unused space can be allocated as RAM. It's like not as good as dedicated WAM, but yeah, basically by not filling up your hard drive, your load times are going to be very quick.
Yeah.
They also showed off their cloud gaming platform. Welcome to the future.
Yeah.
It'll be launched sometime this fall. It's called Project xCloud. There's 2 options available for this platform. One is free if you already own their console. Basically, you can use your own Xbox One as your own private server and access games in the cloud no matter where you are. The other is a paid service that resembles Google's Stadia?
Stadia. Thanks, everyone. I put it in the comments, I was like, it's actually an Irish word, and it's pronounced slam trash or something. Google slam trash.
The Google T-Shock.
Yeah.
See, I got it that time. Mm-hmm. They also gave all the details regarding some changes to the Xbox Game Pass. So they're honestly pretty great if you play on both PC and Xbox, or if you are only on Xbox and want to toss an extra $5 on top of your current Xbox Gold subscription. They officially announced the PC Game Pass, which we already spoke about last week, but the real news here is that for $15 a month, you'll be able to have the Xbox Gold subscription, the Xbox Game Pass, and the PC Game Pass all bundled together.
It's a pretty goddamn good deal.
All those services they're normally $10 a month on their own, so this is a great deal if you fall within the Venn diagram of people who will be able to utilize it.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the special few.
Yeah.
And they gave it away, I don't know if it's still happening, but on the first day you can get it for $1. And it also prorates all of your, if you have a year of Xbox Gold already prepaid, you get all of this for a year before you start paying for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
It is nice to be able to switch back and forth.
That's very pro-consumer.
I'm excited because I finally get to play Sea of Thieves again, which apparently has turned into a great game after
it's good now?
launch. We should play it.
Nah.
Okay.
If it's not good when it comes out, sorry.
He's just done.
Miss me with that.
And speaking of that.
Yeah, so next up was Bethesda, everyone's favorite dev, their press conference. And it's hard to really explain how much of a nosedive this company has taken over the past year, thanks almost entirely to Fallout 76, with a little dash of Rage 2. But their event Sunday night definitely cemented this fact as they steadily and consistently disappointed everyone watching except for some weirdly excited and very vocal plants in attendance.
Yeah, it was the whole thing basically could be summed up with, don't you have phones, the press conference. They saw what Blizzard did and they said, we can do worse.
Yeah. So they basically announced a bunch of mobile games. Yay. And then they tried to save Fallout 76 by announcing an update called Wastelands that'll bring human NPCs to the game.
Finally.
Oh, you guys wanted that?
Who could have thought?
Oh, you wanted just a Fallout. Oh, shit. Oh.
Weird.
But that's alongside their other announcement, a fucking Battle Royale mode called Nuclear Winter. Everyone's been begging for a Fallout 76 Battle Royale mode. The combat mechanics in this game are just so good,
Yeah.
it would be a waste not to try to do a Battle Royale mode.
I can't think of a better optimized game for a Battle Royale mode than Fallout 76. It's almost like it plays worse than PUBG when it came out for the Xbox. So that should be fun. It's as if they had a bunch of note cards on a wall and with just a bunch of ideas. Half of them stolen from Reddit. And
They got an SEO manager that's being paid $1 million a year to like make suggestions like this. They might as well use it.
And they were like,
he
all
says
right,
Battle Royales are hot right now.
we're gonna take Todd Howard, blindfold him, and give him a marker, and we're just gonna spin him around and walk him up, and the first thing he touches, we're gonna make it. And everyone was like, no, not the Battle Royale mode. And there you go, we're making the Battle Royale mode.
What can I say? I'm a man of my word. I'm
It's
Todd.
the most baffling fucking, like, what's the dumbest thing you could do for this game to save it? And they did the worst idea. The one that you could assume if anyone has any, like, teeth in the game in the online community, it's a joke now to announce the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, we just cannot see this saving the game, and we're not alone there. All they had to do was make the base game free to play so that they could boost the active player count, but they didn't even do that.
That would have been an easy...
Sunk cost fallacy.
It would have been easier to just be like, guess what? Like Destiny did. We're making the base game free to play. It's going to boost the player count. If 100,000 people play it and 25,000 people love it and decide they want to pay money to get the Wastelands expansion or update and do the Battle Royale mode, great. But instead, they're just doing like a temporary free week or whatever.
It's bullshit. It should have never been a full price game to begin with. It's literally just a bunch of Fallout 4 assets, like just randomized, throw it out there, done.
Anyways, there were a few good things sprinkled in though. A new action adventure game called Ghostwire Tokyo from the creator of Resident Evil, and more info on two of their most highly anticipated titles, at least for this year. Wolfenstein Youngblood, which will hopefully do well simply based on the fact that we can all now eventually play a Wolfenstein game with friends in a co-op mode.
Yeah.
And that comes out right around the corner, July 26th, so...
I'm interested.
Yeah. I love the Wolfenstein game, so...
Yeah, I am among the minority that liked the first one better than the second one. Second one tried to do like way too much stealth stuff, which just doesn't really work for me in a first-person game.
Well...
Like, okay, there's no way anyone's gonna see me, because I'm clearly walking like this, and the game has established the fact that this means I'm in cover, and it just does not. There's no consistency to it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a good game, but I mean they're both great. So I'm excited for Youngblood.
Yeah, it should be fun.
If you hate stealth though, have we got the game for you?
Oh baby,
Doom Eternal, which is Doom.
Fuck yeah!
It's an easy winner because it's Doom.
The Doom reboot is
one of the best FPS games.
One of the best FPS games ever, but probably the best like video game reboot of all time.
With the best score.
Everything good about the original from like 30 years and did just exactly what you need to do to take that same sort of concept and modernize it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Well, I know it's different because it's id Software, but it's so jarring to see what not to do in the same press conference as what exactly was done right. Anyways, Doom Eternal, it's Doom. That's what you're getting. It's going to be fun. The only really new info that people would care about that came out of the press conference was about their multiplayer mode, which it's probably fine. I don't think it's going to catch fire and be as big of a deal as they hope it will be, but it's called Battle Mode. It's essentially a 2 versus 1 mode where one person plays a Doomslayer and the other 2 people play as demons trying to take them down. We've seen this attempted before with different games.
Asymmetric.
And didn't do so well, but it's Doom, so people will try it. And Doom Eternal drops November 22nd of this year, so there you go.
Devolver Digital closed out the night by continuing to be the most entertaining press conference in the form of a pre-produced package that just mocks the entire gaming industry, while at the same time announcing some cool new games as well as additional info on their upcoming slate. Most notable was a bootleg package of their pre-existing games with titles like Enter the Gun Dungeon, Hotline Milwaukee, Ape Out Jr., and more. That was, last I checked, it was on sale on Steam.
For 1% off.
1% off.
I bought it.
Huge savings.
I'm a huge fan of all 3 of the games mentioned there. Enter the Gungeon, Hotline Milwaukee, Hotline Miami, and Ape Out are all incredible. Yeah. So I'm excited to play the bootleg versions of this.
Yeah, I love this. This is the kind of dumb, smart idea.
Yeah, last year they did the Devolver coin. So they just like lampoon everything. It's great.
Yeah, they're a great studio.
They mocked Nintendo Direct this time.
They also announced a very real, very expensive arcade cabinet version of Enter the Gungeon that will be an entirely new game, and it'll cost around $5,000 when it's released next year. Start saving.
Yeah.
No word on if it'll be ported to any other platforms, but it looks cool as hell, and if you live anywhere near an arcade, you should definitely pressure them into buying this.
Yeah.
We got a few around here.
I'm going to make my voice heard.
Hey.
Hey, Button Mash.
Yeah.
Hey, Highland Park Barcade. Get off your ass.
Hey, Blipsy.
Yeah.
Blipsy would never do it. All their machines are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Devolver also announced a game called Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, which looks like a massive, goofy-looking version of the show Wipeout, and features 100 players battling it out to win through an insane obstacle course. That's the kind of battle royale that the gaming space needs right now.
Exactly. Now, as we were writing this, Ubisoft, they had already started their press conference with the most notable things that we saw while we were able to watch it. I did get recapped on the way into the studio, but Watch Dogs Legion, and that's going to take place in London.
This looks great.
There's a show from the creative team behind It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia about game devs, and that's going to be, that was announced for Apple TV Plus, which looks cool.
It looks pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like if Rob McElhenney was really into this idea, he would have gained 100 pounds again. Yeah. But he didn't. He's way too jacked to be a game dev. But,
there's still a few more press events, including Square Enix and Nintendo. So for the Ubisoft one, the things that I saw on the way in, they're making the Division movie for Netflix with David Leitch, who made Deadpool 2.
And Jessica Chastain, and I don't remember who else.
And they're doing 3 episodes for Division 2. One of them goes back to New York for Coney Island, which looks cool. And I don't know, they did probably some fucking Just Dance shit.
Yeah, there's a new 10th anniversary Just Dance. They announced some like roller derby game towards the end that's like apparently it's out now.
Look under your seat.
So I think it's the first one of E3 where they pulled that.
Yeah.
So drink.
Anyways, there were a ton of trailers and announcements during the PC game event early Monday morning. The one that stuck out to me was Chivalry 2, which is basically a medieval first-person game where you just stab people and hit them with swords.
Cool.
Anyways, again, check out coverage from the news sites for all that info, or head over to Inside Gaming and Funhouse for, I'm assuming, far better breakdowns if they're still alive.
And we didn't mention the dog. Did you see the dog?
I saw the dog, but I was watching it on mute in the Uber.
John Bernthal's in the new Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
And he brought out a dog, and everyone loves this very pretty-looking pit bull that just literally sat there. It was a good boy.
Yeah. Okay.
So, cool.
Anyways, while you're over at Inside Gaming or Funhouse, please be sure to thank Lawrence for sacrificing his life and liver for all of our entertainment during their drunk E3 streams.
Or staging an intervention.
Yeah, or do that.
Whatever makes you feel like.
Do what Alana did and constantly badger him to get water. She was a good stream mom, but he definitely needed it.
It didn't work.
Yeah, he got real drunk.
Yeah,
and he was there Monday morning for the other streams. Which,
wow.
I would say maybe he slept at the studio. I'm not sure.
I would hope so.
Anyways, the man's a legend.
I feel bad for his girlfriend.
Babe, I'm staying at the studio.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see them this week and see if they're all still alive as we go to the parties.
Yeah,
Anyways, watch Weekly Weird News, brand new episode of Weekly Weird News where we dive into the FBI's research into Bigfoot. And also a new episode of News Dump where Russia's real upset with the fact that Chernobyl was even made.
Yeah, well.
It's our story.
Let's see you make a show that memes this well, Putin.
And again, if you want to check out the exclusive podcast, we're on episode 3 now. Head over to our Patreon page and look at the posts. Or if you're a YouTube member, look at the community tab. Or sign up for both of those if you're not signed up, and you'll get access to those podcasts, all of them. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.